have any questions, any doubt? Okay, let me open login. Yeah. So yesterday we learned how to create a template, and we also saw how do we create different attributes, their instances, and the test. How do we create the test sheets, and how do we actually use combinations of different attributes and all. So let me check out this first. Yeah, so yesterday we created this particular test sheet and we gave our values. So now today let us map this test sheet with our instance. Sorry, with our template. So this is where our template is. Okay, we already converted this test case into template and there is no schema path, no schema name mentioned here. And now all you need to do is drag your test sheet and drop it onto this template. Automatically the schema name will be published. Schema name is nothing but the particular data source name. Here we are using test sheets. So that is the reason you got test sheet, and whatever the name of the test sheet be it is, that will be populated over here. Now the next important thing that you need to do is you need to check whether all your business parameters have got their attributes or not. You can check it in this way. Usually the syntax will be curly braces XL square braces that particular attribute name. So here you are having URL under precondition. So precondition dot URL, workflow dot email, workflow dot password. So this is how they are. So see, these parameters are mapped. So we are good with this. These are also mapped. We are good with this. This one doesn't need any parameters. Very good. And these are also mapped perfectly. Right there. Okay, good. And this one does not require anything. This one does not require anything. So mapping is totally done. The only step that is left is that we want to instantiate our test cases. What is this instantiation? When you map a data source with a template, and when I say instantiation, that is nothing but create the test cases as per the data combinations and the template structure. So now you are asking Tosca to create test cases for you. So right click on your template and see there is an option in these three dots, that is instantiate, create template instance, or else you can go to the particular test cases menu over here and then you can click on the button instantiate. See, here it is. So just click on it. It will say, do you want to start the instantiation now? Simply say yes. So a new folder will be created for us. See, template instance of validate user login. And if you look into this folder, see, it created different test cases for us. Let us see one by one. The first test case is the valid email and valid password. So what is there in precondition? Open demo web shop. Workflow, the login. And if you see, the values also will get populated. See, this is the valid email, this is the valid password, this is the login parameter that we have passed. So the same values will be published here. And validation has two things: user login and error messages. And post condition has the logout and close. So in this way, different test cases are created. Did you understand? why we are creating these data combinations here now?
Ramya, can you explain about the instantiation once again? Template instance.
Yeah, sure. See, initially what we did, we just created a template. And then what we did, we created a test sheet. Sorry. Sir, thank you. We created a test sheet then, and under that particular test sheet, we created different attribute structure, and under them, we created the different business parameters, means whatever parameters we want, right, as part of this. So we created the attributes for them. And for these attributes, depending on their values, we created the instances also. Okay, is it clear till here?
Yes, Ramya.
And then what we did, we started creating instances for this test sheet. This is nothing but the combinations of the data that you want to pass. For suppose if you are having two attributes like email and password, sometimes you may pass valid email with valid password, invalid email with valid password. So all these combinations can be created under the test sheet instances. So we created test sheet instances. So by defining these combinations that we want, and then when you click on the test sheet icon, then you can see all of these here. So then we have chosen the values that we want to actually pass as part of that combination. So is it clear till here?
Yeah, Ramya. Good.
Okay. So now we created the test sheet totally. This is what we have done till yesterday. So today what we did is we simply dragged this test sheet. The test sheet icon, you can just hold it and drag it and drop it on your template. So once you drag and drop your test sheet onto the template, automatically the schema name will be published. Okay, and then if you look at the business parameters in the reusable test step blocks, they look like they are mapped. And if you see the syntax of this mapping for the test data and all is curly braces XL square braces that particular attribute name. Is this clear?
Yes, Ramya. This syntax automatically will be converted
Yes,
here, right?
automatically it will be populated.
Oh,
I did not write anything. Okay. So now after this everything is fine. Okay, after all, for suppose all these business parameters got the syntax automatically because the naming conventions are same, right? Then they will get them automatically. Sometimes the naming conventions might be different and think like these are not auto populated. Then you can do it in this way. You can either go take this attribute from the test sheet, drag it and drop it here, or else you can just type curly braces XL square braces whatever you want blah 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 and then close both the braces. It depends on you. You can either type it or you can drag this particular single attribute and drop it, or it depends on you the way how you can work. Okay, most of the time if you are using the same names exactly whatever is in business parameters with this, and if you one more thing that you need to make sure is there are no duplicate names in the attributes, so automatically everything will be mapped. We need not work hard for that. Okay, and after everything is mapped, then I simply just went to this test cases menu and I clicked on this instantiate button. So then it created a folder for me and it created all these test cases inside the folder. Is it clear?
yes, Ramya.
Remaining people?
So
Yeah,
what is the template installation, the folder created, right, Ramya? What is the use basically mean? If anyone asks.
Yeah, I will tell you. Yeah. Any other questions?
Till now we are good, Ramya.
Okay. Remaining people?
yeah, Ramya. Yes, it's okay.
Okay.
Ramya,
Yes. Ah,
in business parameters, the password data type we are changing to string. If we didn't change into string and we kept as a password only, it will work or not, Ramya?
it will work, but only thing is you cannot see what is actually happening, what data that you are passing, what are the things that are actually going, are the syntax is populating correctly or not. We cannot check these things.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so moving on, why do we need this means? See here, how many test cases actually I created? Only one test case,
8.
right? And then I converted it to
Yeah.
template. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes, Ramya.
Yes, Ramya.
And how many test sheets I have created? Only one test sheet. But within that I used various combinations, right? But after creating just one test case and one test sheet, how many test cases did I get as my output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 test cases are my output. So this is the easy way. Am I correct?
Yes, Ramya. It creates the combination of the test cases as per the that what is the
Actually, where do we use this more is especially in real time. If you see, let me give you one live example. Yeah, earlier I used to work with one medical related project. Okay, so as part of that particular project, we need to publish different informations like the patient information, one tab, insurance information, and prescription, whatever the doctor has given, and the prescriber information. So there are some totally 7 to 8 tabs. Okay, so which we need to fill different data. For suppose if you did not fill any one tab, we cannot close the job actually. So at that time, we in order to pass different data to different test cases and all, we used to use the same technique. Not only in that way, you can take it in your real-time applications also. You may have some test cases which are almost similar. So then in order to create all those test cases, you can simply create one test case, create a test sheet, just map it, and you are done. In this way, you can create more than 100 test cases also. Okay. So the next question comes here. So now if you see, we got all like the successful validations, the error validations, all the steps as part of these test cases, right? So if you look at this, we need only this one. We don't need this. In the same way, for the below test cases, you need only the error messages. You don't need this user login validation because you are you will not log in at all. Am I correct? So here, how do we specifically tell Tosca that include these steps for this test case and include these steps for this test case? So in order to say that, we use a condition for it. Okay. When I am saying condition, these can be implemented in two ways actually. Let us see one way today. So that one is, in order to start implementing conditions, first right click on your columns and go for this column chooser. Here you will find the condition column. Just double click on it so it will be added. If it is already available, then we are well and good. Now let's see. So what I am doing now is I will go ahead and I will create one attribute under administration. That attribute name I am just marking it as flag. And now this flag I am creating two instances. One is success and another instance is error. Okay. So what I do is, so this is a success related test case. So I'm selecting this parameter value as success. All these are the error validation related ones. So I will specifically fill them with error. Okay. So see, all these are populated with error. So now what I do here is I will start implementing a condition for these two reusable tested blocks. So all I need to do is drag this flag from here and go to this conditional column and drop it onto this particular reusable test step block. Yeah, so this is the place. So see now how I am implementing my condition is, so this one should be called whenever this administration dot flag is equal to success. So success I am just including it in the double quotes because that is a specific value, right? So let me do that. Double equals to success. Okay, I'm just copying this and this one should come whenever this particular flag is equals to error or is not equal to success. Anyways, you can write it. Okay, and even the post condition, this step logout should come whenever it is equal to success. So here we implemented certain condition on these test steps. If required, you can either implement it in this way or else you can take a folder again here. Okay, and you can say it as successful validation and another folder as error validation, and then cut this particular condition and paste it here, cut this condition, paste it here. These are the conditional folders. See, the icon is different. You will get a horizontal one. So now drag this reusable block and drop it inside this successful validation. Drag this reusable block and drop it inside the error part. And now we are done. We can either create a test step folder and implement our condition, or else you can implement directly on that particular reusable test step block also. Anyways, it is fine. It depends on you. Okay. And now we have done some changes, right? So whenever you do some changes and you are expecting, whenever you expect them to reflect in your test cases, right? Once these are instantiated, then all you can do is the reinstantiation. Okay, here you can see an icon, right? Reinstantiate. You can just click on it, so automatically it will reinstantiate. See, it says reinstantiation finished. And see now, in validation this time you have only successful validation, and in post condition you have logout. In the same way, if you take the error test case, in validation you have just error validation and you don't have the logout also. Is this part clear? Any questions? Any doubts?
Ramya, reinstance means it will update it,
Whenever
right?
you
What?
make any changes either to the template or to your data, if you are changing the instance values or anything, then we will, in order to make that changes reflect in these test cases, we will reinstantiate them.
It will
Ramya,
applicable for only case level or sheet level also.
Sorry, I did not understand.
We do reinstallation only in test case level only, right? In
In
test
this
case section
template,
only.
test cases instances folder, on top of it, we will reinstantiate.
Ramya, even for the small changes, you'll do reinstantiation every time.
Yes, yes.
And whatever change I will do, whatever,
For
even the small.
suppose, 1 second. Now, here for the login, we have taken as X, right? So, I am changing it as click. This is a very small change, right? But now, whenever I change it, immediately it won't come up here. It will look like X only. For suppose, you can reinstantiate single test case or all test cases together. It depends on you. Now I am taking single test case and I am reinstantiating it. So the first test case I have taken and I started reinstantiating it. It just takes 1 second. See, it is updated. But if you look at the other test cases that you have here, they are still having only X. So in order to get these things also at the same level, like populated with the same value, in order, instead of reinstantiating each and every test case, you can reinstantiate this whole folder. The shortcut is Control R. Is this clear?
Yes, Ramya. So the thing is that if any small changes, whatever changes you have to instantiate again the template to get the changes reflected.
1 second. Just okay, నిమిషం. వెళ్ళండి. చేయండి. చేసేయండి. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Please tell me.
No, I was saying that whatever the small changes you are doing to reflect the changes, we have to, or better to reinstantiate the template only as a whole.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For suppose there are multiple template instance folders here. Think like, okay. And now I want to reinstantiate all of them. So simply I can go to demo web shop. In this I have multiple folders, right? I can select all of those folders together and then I can click on the reinstantiate button, or else the shortcut is Control R. I always use Control R. Okay. So today you understood like how do we create template and how do we create test sheets and map them and then start creating the instances. And now let us see another small topic now, okay, which is nothing but how can we create test sheet instances. Okay, so for that actually I'm creating one dummy test sheet here. Okay, this one I already have. So I'll create another folder, instance generation techniques. Okay, and Let me create some dummy attributes. A instance 1, instance 2, instance 3, in the same way here B, what I am doing here is these instances, if you look at these instances, they also have certain properties. See, character, position and all. So let us discuss about the character. So let us take some random things and see what is actually making the difference. So I took one as valid character, another one as invalid character, and Oreo. 1 second. Oreo. Class. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so I'm taking 3 different characters here. Valid character, invalid character, and the last one is straight through. So what is this character? Why do we need it? Is basically character is nothing but, you know what is instance, right? Instance is the value that we actually pass. When I say valid instance, that is the valid value, proper valid value that I am passing. When I say invalid, the invalid data, whatever we are taking, falls under that particular category. And the last one is the straight through. For suppose, think like you are working on a small test case where you have to choose the state. And that particular state has 4 options in it. One is Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Canada, USA. So when I ask you this, like tell me what is the valid instance, or tell me what is the instance that you pick for your happy path. So which one can you say me? You have 3 or 4 options. Among those, like you have 3 to 4 states and 2 countries. Okay. And now if I ask you for the happy path value that you will take, what is that you will answer me? Any one state, right? Hello?
Yes, Ramya.
Either you can answer me Andhra Pradesh or you can answer me as Telangana or any other state. Am I correct? But we can choose only one value over there. We cannot choose all the states. So among all the valid scenarios, valid options that we have, we will choose only one value for the happy path. That one value is called as the straight through instance. Means the particular option value that you are choosing, which is in the positive test case. You know the happy path test case, right? So what is the value that you will choose in your happy path test case is the one is called as straight through instance. Is this clear?
Yes, Ramya, somewhat.
Yeah. So now you saw 3 characters of the test cases. Okay. One is the valid character, invalid character, and straight through. So in this way, I'm creating different instances here for these attributes. Okay. So this is one attribute with the business relevance as no. Okay. And this is one attribute with the business relevance as yes. And I'll create one more under this one. The name I'll just change it to C. One more under this one. The name I will just change it to E. Excuse me. Okay. And I'll create one more under this one as well. And the name I will change it to D. And this one should have the business relevance as result. Okay. So all these are the different attributes with different kinds of instances in them. So I am copying this same test sheet again and again, so I can use different instance generation techniques. So what are these instance generation techniques means? Test sheet last time we manually created these instances. Valid email, valid password and all this, right? So instead of creating them manually, we can ask Tosca only to do that. So how can we ask Tosca to do that is, just right click on your test sheet and here you will have an option generate instances. And the first option is, these are the different ways of generating the instances. One way is all combinations, second way is orthogonal, third way is pairwise, and the fourth way is the linear expansion technique. So let's see one after the other. So what happens in all combinations is, this will generate the maximum number of combinations of the attributes. See, automatically all these instances for my test sheet are created. I got 27 combinations totally. Okay. And look, whatever values that it has chosen, let me keep it in this way. See, it has chosen all possible values and it has chosen their combinations. But what about D and A? Did it choose anything? No. This is because they are not business relevant. This is where the business relevance plays its role. If your attribute is business relevant, only then it will be considered for the instance generation techniques, or else it will not be considered for the instance generation techniques. Now is
Means
it
if the
clear?
Ramya, if the business relevance is yes, then only it will create the instant techniques, right?
Then only it will be considered. Yes.
If it is no, it will not.
No. No and
Okay.
result, for both the things it will not consider.
Okay.
That is the reason these values are not populated and only these combinations have come up here. Okay.
Okay.
And now let us see the other technique. So let us right click and go to generate instances. The second one is the orthogonal. What is this orthogonal means? This will provide you the minimum number of instances. All combinations is the maximum number of combinations, right? In the same way, orthogonal is the minimum number. It will not repeat the instance values most of the times. I am just right clicking and expanding this. Okay, let me keep it in this way so we can see. See, it created just 3 instances for us. And in these 3 instances also, see, it took all valid instances in one, all invalid instances in one case, and all straight through instances in one case. This is how it generates. This is called as orthogonal technique. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, Ramya.
Yes.
Okay. The next technique is the pairwise. So right click, generate instances, click on this pairwise option. What does this one do is, basically this will consider attributes in the form of pairs and accordingly it will start working. So two things is what it will consider as a one pair and then it will start working on it. So if you see here, see, all these 3 are 1 and then it started these 2 as one pair. So these 2 will have the invalid. These 2 will have the straight through. Now this 2 combination is done. So now again it shifted with B and E combination. Okay, so this is how it will just keep two things alike, and one thing is what it will change. One thing, or if you have more number of attributes also, then again it will keep two things as alike. It will consider two things as one pair and it will start working on it. We will never ever use this pairwise technique. Okay, the fourth one
Any
is
Ramya, any
sorry.
basic reason for not using this pairwise technique?
No, actually, we will not, because we don't find it much useful most of the time. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. The last and the very important technique, and which this technique is the linear expansion. This is the most recommended technique by Tricentis also. Even we use this technique only most of the times in real time. That is the linear expansion technique. So right click, generate instances. Last option is linear expansion. You can right click and then again expand these and see. So what does this one do basically? It will take all straight through instances in one single flow. That is called a straight through flow. Okay, all happy path values. And then it will keep on changing like one after the other. See now, it took all these as the straight through instance. Now it started changing B, valid, invalid value. But meantime, all these are the happy path scenarios. Next it went to C, valid, invalid. Meanwhile, these two are the happy path scenarios. Then it went to E, valid, invalid. And meanwhile, these two are the happy path ones. This is how it works. Is it clear?
Yeah, Ramya, valid or more compared to happy path are more compared to the valid and invalid.
Yes.
Any specific reason for this?
And yeah, there is one more important thing also. If you don't have a straight through instance, this technique won't work. Remaining techniques will work if you have valid, invalid, or straight through, whatever be it is, remaining techniques will work. But for this particular one, if you don't have, for suppose, I will delete the straight through instance here. Okay, my B doesn't have a straight through instance. So see now, if I right click and say generate instances and linear expansion, see the linear expansion can't be performed because its straight through instance can't be generated for this particular attribute. Unless you have the straight through instance, this technique will not work. Only if you have straight through instance, only then it will start working. That is and also the main reason is here they want to provide the maximum test case coverage by using the minimum number of test cases. That is the reason the straight through is the correct value, right? So the correct values they provide and only one particular attribute is what they change. So they will find the error message for this particular attribute. Okay, if you understand this particular value, see here, this is my happy test case. This is also a valid test case. And I can see whether it is working fine with other options or not. And I can see the error message for this attribute. The same way for the other attributes. So this is covering all the maximum possible test cases that I have. So that is the reason we are most preferring this technique. Did you understand?
Yes, Ramya, somewhat need
Yeah,
to
these are
go.
bit confusing. You can just generate your instances and see, so you will understand at that point. Any questions, any doubts?
It means for straight through, Ramya, for straight through compulsory we need to create, right? For whenever we go for linear expansion, in which
Yes,
situation we
correct.
go for that one?
It depends on you.
Straight.
For suppose I want to create a test sheet and I want minimum combinations. What is the technique I need to go? Orthogonal. I want the maximum combination, all combinations. The test cases which provide maximum test coverage, and the number of test cases should be like the only very limited one. What can I say? Like the number of test cases should be handy, or they should the number of test cases should be minimum, but they should provide the maximum test coverage. So that scenarios we will go for this linear expansion.
Means more of a positive uh, testing, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So you can either use these techniques or you can create your instances manually also. Usually in real time, if you ask me to say frankly, we create our instances manually only. We don't depend on this because we cannot go on and start creating instances, valid instance, invalid instance, blah blah blah, all these things, right? It will be very hard for us. In real time you should work super fast, so that is the reason we always create our instances and all these things manually only. We don't depend on the tool. Sometimes we depend for orthogonal, or orthogonal is the one which we use sometimes. Okay. Any questions? Any doubts? No? Okay. With this, I will stop today's class. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye, Ramya.